Guy Eastman here from Eastman's Hunting Journal. We're going to go through a little tutorial here, a little video on how to score a bull elk, just rough score it. Of course, I'm not an official Boone Crockett scorer. If you have a elk or deer or antelope or any big game species from North America that will qualify for Boone Crockett, then you can contact them and have an official measure come measure. But we're just going to rough this, green scored, has not dried for 60 days. Obviously, this bull's pretty fresh, but we just want to know what it is. When we score an elk, we have the main measurements, or of course you measure all the tines, the main beam length, 4 circumferences, not 5. A lot of guys get this messed up. They'll measure the base and then they'll do 4 more, which equals 5 circumferences, and that is not how elk are done officially. It is only 4 measurements between each set of tines. They measure the circumference at the smallest circumference in between the 2 tines. Then we will measure the inside spread, not the outside spread. You can measure the outside spread, and that's for telling your buddies about it. You got a 50-inch bull or whatever. But the only spread that counts for a score is inside the main beams. One thing I want to mention also, for Boone Crockett, we only measure everything in eighths. So we don't do 15.5 inches, we do 15 and 4/8, 14 and 1/8, 16 and 7/8. So you do eighths. We're gonna start off. We're going to score one horn, then the other. We are going to start with the left horn. We're going to measure the main beam, which is from the burr on the outside of the horn all the way out to the tip. So do it more accurately. You can get a cable and run a cable, but we're just going to run a tape for now, just because we're just kind of quick scoring this. So you go from the bottom of the burr all along the outside of the horn. The easiest way here is to just kind of go along and hold it like this. If you have another person helping you, they can kind of stabilize the tape. But we are just kind of doing this roughly and quickly because, again, it is not official. And we want to go clear out to the tip, getting all the bow of the antler, and we are right at 50 inches, which is pretty good. Anytime you get 50 is good on an elk. High 50s is huge. Anything 58 to 60 is gigantic. Anything in the mid to low 40s is short. A big bull like this will usually have 50 inches. So 50 and 0. Okay, now we're going to go with the G1. These are labeled as G's. G1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this bull has 5 G's. So we're going to go G1. When we measure these points, you measure them where you start is just like if you sawed it off, so that it was flush with the beam. So what I do is lay my tape here, kind of get a line of where if it was to be sawn off, visually put my eye on that point and just measure it. Again, if you have an official measurer do it, he will be much more accurate and concise than myself. 15 and 1 for the G1. G2. 18 and 2, which is really pretty good. 20 is huge. 17 and 0. 19 and 7. 12 and 6. We've got all the main beam measured, we've got all the points measured. Now we're going to give the circumferences, and then we're going to switch to the other horns. So the H1, which is the circumference, again, is between the first 2 points. It's not the base, between the first 2 points. So we're going to have 8 and 3. Easiest way to do this is kind of slide your tape up and down this to kind of try to get an idea where the narrowest point is. 6 and 6, 7 even. Looks like this has a lot of even measurements for some reason. People are going to think I'm estimating. 6 and 0. So that's the left horn. Now we're going to switch around and do the right horn. There's only 3 elements to an elk score, really. It's the points, the beams, and the inside spread. So we've got the the left horn done, we've got the right horn done. Now we're going to do the inside spread. A lot of guys will get confused sometimes and they'll put the outside spread instead of inside. Outside spread does not count. They do record it, but it doesn't count to the score. So the inside spread is the widest point in between the main beams here, and this one's going to be probably right here, right at the royals, underneath. So it's inside to inside, straight across. You don't get to go at an angle. You have to go straight across. Now here we're going to go 34 and 1. And we're going to total the left horn, total the right horn, add the inside spread, and that will be the gross score. Of course, when they officially score them, they take off the difference between each point and each measurement from side to side and deduct that. But we're not going to do that here. We just want to know a gross score what this bull is. And once you get all the math done and tabulated on the bull, this bull's 359, just shy. We're going to call him a 360. This is a 360 bull, a really big bull for this day and age. But remember, the score isn't everything. It's all about the adventure of the hunt and getting out there and getting the experience in the outdoors. So remember, fair chase is the only way to hunt and take trophy big game. We'll see you next week right here on our Eastmans YouTube channel.